Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. Now, if you remember, we were having a little bit of a problem with this one. We've got 4,000 litres of seed into it, but we couldn't get a second lot of seed loaded into this thing. For whatever reason, it was not letting us do it. So, the first thing I want to try is just to see if it's going to let us do it now. So, it's immediately moved over to there, and I press R and try and load. It's not going to let me do that. So if I move it over to there, press R, it's still not letting me do it, right? Pressing R to load is absolutely not, is not interested. Not interested in the slightest. So what we'll do is we'll close that one down. I'm just wondering, if I do that, can I load it by suspending something over the top of it? Is that a thing? Is that going to work? If I was to pick up something and drop it over the top, would it let me do it like that? Because we were able to put seed in there the first time, but now for some strange reason it just doesn't like the idea of putting seed in there. It's not interested at all in allowing us to put seed into it. I mean, maybe if I press G... See, that's not doing it. That's just... Changing tool doesn't do it. Cruise control, close cover... None of those seem to be options, and as soon as you go near the seed, it switches over to that one. It's not liking it at all. I mean, I've still got the open cover when it's not selected. Nope. Go back to you. Right, so I've no idea why it's doing this. This is a very peculiar thing for it to do. And I have absolutely no idea what it's doing. So I'm just going to open it to there. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to go into here, and I want to go into miscellaneous, and I want to get the Manitou right there. This is our forklift. We haven't used it in this series yet, so we're going to lease this one. It's only $1,800 to lease, which is not too shabby. Grab that one and then come out of there like that. We'll get rid of that. Then our tractor over here is planting well. It's planting strongly. It's still going, so we are, at the moment, how far are we through our contract? We are 54% on our contract. So we're getting there slowly with this contract, and we'll get 70 grand when we finish this contract. It's just going to take us a little while to get there. Hopefully, we will eventually do it. So we've got our nice, shiny Manitou forklift. Let's just bring that one out like that, and I'll go around... Just going to grab one pallet of seed right here. There we go. Lower you in. Pick you up like that. Bring you back. Okay, now, is it going to let me tip it up over the top of the trailer? Or is the only way to load this one through the auger at the bottom? I mean, I suspect it's only through the auger at the bottom. I'm a little bit disappointed with this forklift in that it doesn't have a... double extension on the mast. If it had a double extension on the mast, it would allow you to lift it just a little bit higher than it currently does. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but there's nothing that we can do about that. So I'm going to bring you over this way, and we're going to suspend you over the top of that. Wait a minute. Right, that just took seed out of there. Oh no, well, it did it visually. Let me go to the tractor here. Right, so then I'll switch you over to there. Let's see. Oops, wrong way. There. Let's see if that does anything. Now it's working. Right, so if I lift it up and I put it over there, that kind of forced it to work. And it's now actually managed to do it. It's doing it properly. I mean, I could probably go over there now to it, and I could pick the thing up, and I could use it. I could just, you know, press R to reload. So I don't know why it did that. It's a very strange little thing. I don't know if anybody else has encountered any bugs with this. Obviously, the episode that I recorded last with this one has not gone live for me yet, because I do record a few days in advance. And so I can't see your comments yet, but do tell me down below if you have had similar issues with this thing, if it's not quite loaded as easily as you thought that it should have done. It's definitely not loaded as easily as I thought it should have done. So let's bring you... Oh, there we go. Right, so that is now loading how it should do. How it's supposed to do. There, but we've got our seed drill there. Our seed drill. We've got our seed trailer there. That's loading. I'm going to get another pallet over here. We'll grab that one. I might leave this Manitou here, kind of like we do in the time-lapse series. Because I do like having a forklift available at the dealership in order to be able to handle pallets. It just seems like the right thing to have. It is definitely something that kind of fits with how the game... It fits with real life. You'd expect to see a forklift kicking around in a place like this. So, this bit aside, this little bit of happenings going on right here aside, how are you? How are you all? I've not really replied to much in the way of comments lately in the last few days. It is New Year's Day for me right now. I'm working on New Year's Day, but it means that I'm going to be getting a day or two off shortly, because I'd like to be able to go and do something. But that bit aside, I'm working today, and it is New Year's Day, so how did you bring in the new year? Some places in the world and some people really go all out on New Year's celebrations, and other people not so much. You know, it really does tend to vary. For me, New Year has never really been a big thing. I just kind of, you know, I normally stay up until midnight. I see the New Year in, but it's not much of a thing for me. I've never really been interested in going out to huge parties or anything like that for it. I'm just sat at home. 9 times out of 10, I'm gaming. Although this year I wasn't actually gaming. I was watching a film. Yeah, it's not like a big thing for me. It never has been. Some parts of the world, New Year's celebration is like one of the biggest celebrations of the entire year. Scotland is, I believe, New Year's celebrations is particularly big in Scotland. I don't know why though. I've never known quite why it's such a huge thing in Scotland, but it is. And I know several Scottish people who think, you know, who would say that New Year is probably the biggest celebration of the year. Right. When you're leaving a forklift, you don't just leave it like that. Normally when you leave a forklift, you leave it tilted like that so the forks are right down on the ground. There's a very specific reason for that. It's normally when you're working with a forklift, there will be other forklifts around. It's, you know, obviously like here there's only the one forklift, but even here it still counts. If you can, you put it into a corner facing into a wall, but you always put it down like that, and you get in the habit of leaving it like that, because if you're not facing into the wall, a vehicle can drive over the end of those forks without doing any damage when they're like that. If you leave it in another position so the forks are up slightly, one, a person can trip over them very easily. You could shatter your ankle on the edge of it as you go past, trying to step over it. If you caught it wrong, because your ankles are actually quite a weak point on your body, so that could be quite bad. But yeah, mostly it's so that if you drive over it, it's not going to damage your tyres, and also doesn't damage your forks if you drive over the end of them. But yeah, I was always told that that is how you leave the forklift, and places I've worked that have used forklifts, everybody leaves the forklifts like that. And you do actually get a lot of grief from a lot of people if you don't leave them like that, because that is the way that it's done. So at least that's what the way that it was done where I worked. Anyway, so we're going to take this bad boy here on up to the top field up here, and we will see if we've got enough seed now to be able to finish this job. We might have. It's sort of, it's getting to the point where we may be able to do this with the seed that we've got, or we may not. It's kind of going to be a touch and go sort of situation. Our potato planting is progressing very nicely. We are coming along quite nicely on it. It is slowing things down because we can't really do very much else, because I accepted the job wrong, didn't I? So instead of hiring all the machinery to do it properly, I hired it differently. Yeah, I didn't actually mean to have to go and lease it ourselves. That being said, I was wondering if maybe we could keep the potato harvester on lease, but then I was thinking, no, we don't really want to do that. Because there isn't any other jobs at the moment that we can go and lease them with anyway. So there's little point in keeping it. And then I was looking through the different jobs that we've got here. We've got sowing right there, sow that field with cotton. About $1,000 we lose for that, and then we get some seed and stuff we put into there, and that one's going to get us a decent chunk of money there, 11 grand. And then where's that one there at $22,000. Now I thought that seemed quite interesting. $22,000, field 11, sow it with corn. We've got this big row crop planter here. We've got a big Deutz tractor right there. I'm not sure what that one will be. It'll probably be the Series. Is that a Series 7? Don't know. I need to have a look now. That'll be under large tractors, I've no doubt. Series 9. Series 7. It's not a Series 7. Series 9, that'll be. Because if we go... Oh, no. Back. Medium tractors. What have we got in here? We've got... There's the Series 7, but that's going to be too small to tow that great big seeder. So, yeah, I reckon it'll be the Series 9 that we've got on there. Anyway, we'll worry about that a little bit later. I'm going to let this one go. This will go all the way up across the field. It'll make it all the way down there, and it'll get part way back. I don't know if it's going to get all the way back before it runs out of potatoes again. And... You're looking at this field here. We've already gone... We've done all the longer lengths on the field, and we've started to reach the short work on there. And we're soon going to start to reach the point where the field is going to get shorter on that side over there as well. So it's getting there. We are getting there. 70% done. I reckon we can finish this in this episode. I do. I really do. I reckon we can finish it. So... While you're sort of, we're doing this little bit, we're planting a herringbone pattern of potatoes right here, get into the comment section and tell me about your New Year's celebrations. Did you sleep through it? Did you work through it? Did you go and see your great-aunt Mildred and raise a glass of sherry with her? What did you do to bring in the new year? I'm very interested. I would very much like to hear about it, so put it in the comment section. And for everybody that told me what you got up to at Christmas, thank you very much. I did read the comments. I haven't really commented very much at all over the Christmas period, because it doesn't take that long to read the comments. It does take a lot longer to go through and actually reply to each and every one of them. But I have gone and read them all. I have read all the comments. I've seen what you got up to. Some of you had extremely warm weather and so on. It's been really wonderful. Others of you not had such good Christmases. Some of you have had cold, wet Christmases. Some of you have had mountains of snow everywhere. But for the most part, most of you seem to be doing quite well. I did say a channel called Valentis Slim Roast, is it? I think. I mistakenly said was Australia. Big drought in Australia. He's not from Australia. He's the one that he's talking about is actually in Canada. I wasn't aware that there was serious drought problems in Canada, but yeah, we're the part of Canada he's from. So I do apologise. I said it was Australia. It's not. It's Canada. But yeah, he does occasionally put comments on the videos, so you can go and see that. And there's I think if you go and search up the Canadian drought, something along those lines, you can find a bit more information about what's going on with it. But anyway, let's just wait for this one to get down to the end of the field. 160 litres of potatoes left in there. We'll let it empty right out so we can put all 8,000 litres in the seed trailer straight into that one. And then once we finish doing our job, we can take this back down to the dealership and we can empty out the potato planter down there and leave all the seed pallets lying around. And that's going to let us then be able to, what you call it? That's going to let us load the next seed drill. Load the next seed drill, because it doesn't look like you can do it from this one. Right, doesn't look like you can force empty this one here. I can open cover and I can do pipe out, but it doesn't look like you've got an option to force empty this thing. And that does seem a little bit odd. So open cover, I can't just roll the cover back. All you can do is do the pipe out on this one. And I think I can do If I don't have the pipe out, I think I can do it. Can I do it the other way around? I'm not sure. Let's try it a minute. Let's put the pipe back in. Oh, pipe swapped over, and then pipe in like that. We go like that. So then if I go open cover, it moves it round like that. So then what I want to do is I want to go from there and I can't press O, I can't turn it. It doesn't just swivel the thing round, so it doesn't work like that. So I got to go through those two and then close the cover like that, and then I've got to do pipe out so it swings it round the other way. So you do have to have one or the other. You can't have this one loading and unloading simultaneously. It's not one. It doesn't work like that. So I bring you into here, like that. Wait a minute. How did I do this last time? Do I need to go a little bit further away from it? Yes. You have to go quite close to the edge. You can't load this one too close to the front. Doesn't work for some reason, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'd rather that it did allow me to get a little bit closer to the seed drill, because quite frankly it doesn't seem particularly realistic loading it over the edge. Just inside there. I'd still rather it was further into the middle of it, but this is all we got. So then I've got to go pipe out again, and I've got to switch it over. Now this was the bit I wanted to see if there's any visual movement on it, but if you look down there, there was no visual at all on switching between the two. I did wonder if maybe the gate would close on one side, the gate would open on the other side for it, but it didn't seem to want to do that. So yeah, it does appear that that's a non-visual changeover. It is when you're loading it up, you can visually see the auger going between the two, which is quite good. But yeah, the other bit, it doesn't seem to work. So let's hurry up and get off of the potatoes over here. We'll drive this one down over this end. Then we can carry the potatoes can carry on planting. Let's bring you over there like that. Get rid of that. And nope. Go straight to you. Start you up. And you're away. Right. There goes our potato planting. So we're 75% done. We've only got 25% of the field left. And this is the third full load of seed. So we will be able to finish this. As soon as it says job done, we will stop. We're not going to plant the entire field. It does allow you some leeway with it. And then we'll run this back down to the dealership and empty out. And we'll return the potato planter immediately. So while that one is doing that, I'm going to trot down to the dealership with this one. And I think we'll just return this seed trailer. I like the seed trailer. It is quite good. I do like it, but it's not one that we're going to use very much at the moment, so it's not worth keeping on the payroll. We're only leasing it, so it's not going to break the bank, just returning this one. The forklift, though, I'm still leaving that one there. I'm going to keep that one at the dealership for now, so that we can use it when we want to. I'm not sure how long we will use it for. I did say that I was also going to try to get some auto-load trailers in here. We've had the auto-load log trailer. I still need to try and get the updated version of that so that we can look at a better one. That is on my to-do list. We're slowly getting back to normal. I'm hoping that we'll have a slightly more regular length episodes now. Around about 45 minutes. I do aim for 45 minutes with my episodes. It doesn't always work, but that's what I aim for. So let's just skip out of there a minute and dance over here. We've got return. That's all I want to do. There we go. You're empty. Okay, that's all done. Perfect. So I'm hoping for normal length episodes now. As for getting some mods, in the next day or two, I'm hoping to. It may not be this week. We may wait until next week before I start worrying about the mods too much. I'm just going to park that one up there for a minute, and we're not going to do anything else with that one for now. And then we can skip back up to this one. How are you doing? 78%. Right, well, we're not just going to watch this one for the episode. There is some other stuff as well that I'd like to do. We'll head back to the farm in a minute, and we'll have a look over there, see if there's anything else I want to do. But the auto-load trailers, I did say it before and I'll say it again. I am really looking forward to when someone has provided us with an auto-load trailer that doesn't just this. I know there's a couple of them around. There's one that will do square bales and there's one that will do round bales. What I'm waiting for is one that you can switch between a load of different products. We can put pallets on it, so we'll be able to put the pallets of wool. We'll be able to do round bales. We'll be able to do the square bales. And I want one that will load the eggs from the chickens. Because I have an idea for what I'd like to do with the chickens. I'd like to be a chicken producer. But it's not going to work without auto-load. I don't want to do it without auto-load. I think it would be very, very cool. But we'll have a look at that in a minute. 82% up at this end of the field. We really haven't got long to go now. And this job is going to be done. So what I want to do with the chickens, I've got this idea. Somebody also gave me a mod, which is kind of like Glance mod that works really well with the animals. Jamie Burt, I think, was telling me about that one, and I will be having a look at it. I have not forgotten about it. I did read the comment. I did see the mod suggestions. We've got a little bit of riding that we want to go and do with Tyree. And also his condition is down a little bit. So let's skip over here a minute and we will do some riding and then he'll be getting a bit closer ready for selling. There you go. Just go up and brush him like that and oh, you're already brushed. Okay, let's jump onto you. And over we go. Over we go. Over we go. Go on, keep going, keep going. This is like the Grand National, this is. Ha ha ha, nice. Right. So yeah, what I was thinking with the chickens is we want to get some cows over there. But what I'd also like to get is more chicken pens. I want to get the big chicken pens. Hang on. Let me have a look at those. No. Actually, yes, I can. I can just do it like this. I can go animal pens right there. So that one there allows us to take 100 chickens. That's 20 grand. This one here at 40 grand allows us to take 400 chickens. All right, that's pretty good. But that's going to provide a lot of eggs. That's going to be pumping out a large number of eggs, that is. And this is why I want a trailer that does auto load with chicken eggs. I would like several chicken pens. And I'm talking like 5 or 6 chicken pens at the 400s. So we're going to need a big area to put this, and I don't know where that's going to be. I am sort of considering expanding along here and putting in some of those chicken pens along this edge here. Maybe redo this road. I think this road here, we can remove that, and we can level that down, although we'd have to remove all of these trees. That house there, that building, that one will have to stay. We can't do anything about that. But we could, if we could remove the trees from over here. And I believe there is now a Brux chipper that does sort of work. If there is, that's brilliant. Because that's going to speed up removal of these trees. And then this field here, we could buy this. And this could all be incorporated into a large chicken production area. And we could have 4 or 5 of the 400 chickens. Now, auto-loads in the past, if you auto-load directly from where the items spawn, you do have trouble with them filling up. They don't fill up properly, and they don't recognize that they're gone. So whether that would still do the same, I'm not really sure. So we might have to manually move them off the platform where they spawn, but then after that, it should be fine. And I'm thinking an auto-load trailer, like an auto-load Arctic trailer, one that be pulled by a lorry or on a dolly with the tractor that we've got here, loaded up completely with chicken eggs. We could make a fortune out of the chickens. We'll have to be farming quite a bit of wheat and barley in order to get this to work, but I still think we could make a fortune out of it. I think that this could be our ticket to the big time. Chickens. I think chickens is the way forward, but if you've got to manually load them up slowly, one at a time by hand, obviously this is a whole different ball game to being able to do it really, really fast. And that's why I'd want an auto-load trailer, because an auto-load, I think that would work really well. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. So let's have a look in here. Those are both now at 100% and 100% condition as well. He's on 59%, so he's going to go, I think it's 10% per day, is it? So that'll go up to 69%. So it's Tyree's, a few more days, he's going to be ready to sell, which would be absolutely fantastic. Let's go back up to our potato planter up here a minute and see how we're getting on. We're doing quite nicely here. What are we on with our contract? We're on 88%. We've got 12% left to go. We've got 5,000 litres of potatoes left. That should be enough to be able to complete this job, I'm hoping. So what do you think of the idea with the chickens? Do you like this idea? Do you think we should try and do this? And also, has anybody yet found an auto load for the chickens? Because that's kind of like a crucial element to this. Being able to auto load the chicken eggs. Now, we've got the wood chips down, and that's working really well for stopping them from spilling food out. We know that works really well. We've got some eggs over here that have now spawned, and they are producing eggs again, which is good. We've only got 50-odd chickens in here at the minute. We've got 54 black chickens. So we'll do all the same color. We don't have to have them the same color in every single pen. But we do want to keep one single color in each pen that we have. So we could buy, say, 300 chickens per pen for the big pens and do it like that. The other bit of the plan, though, in order to be able to do this, we need land. And that's going to be the slightly more expensive part. So I was thinking, spreading them out along there. This is 152,000 for this one. This one here is 200,000, 203,000 for this area around here. So we're looking at 350,000 to be able to get these two areas here. We're ignoring this bit up here. Now, we do have an auto-load log trailer. So we'll be able to very quickly and easily handle any pine trees that are on those fields. We can go through, we can cut them down. We can either do it with the chainsaw and just chop them down, or we can do it with the Ponzi. We can lease a Ponzi Scorpion type beastie, and we can do it with that. Now, I am running over here. The Ponzi Scorpion type beastie, I'm not sure if it's actually going to be worth it, because we got one tree there, another one there. That makes 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. See, even Frith can do this. There's 3, there's 4. That's about it. 5, 6 up there. We don't need to go and remove the trees up the top there. So we've literally got about 6 trees that we'd be able to cut down with the Ponzi Scorpion. Not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. And the auto-load log trailer is not really going to come in and play a part in this either. Now, the Bruks wood chipper that has been made available so far, from what I've been told, is basically you've got the wood chipper bit. You don't have the bit that cuts the trees down. You don't have the stump grinder bit either. But it does. You get to the end of the tree and it instantly wood chips the entire tree. That's the only bit that I actually care about, because the rest of it is easy. I can go in with a chainsaw at the base of the tree, chop the thing down, and then we've also got a stump grinder that we can go through. It's fastened onto that tractor right there at the moment. So we got the stump grinder, we can go through and we can use that one as well. Hopefully we don't get too many problems with the stumps, like we've had with the tree just down there, but I'm hoping that's sort of a fairly rare thing for us. We're not going to have that a great deal. And we've got a building here. So what I would do with this one is I would leave this track here intact, or relatively intact. And then we could remove the track out the front. Or we could just redesign it. We could, rebuild it a little bit. So that we've still got a track ready for this building here. We can't remove this building. That's not an option with our current with the design features that we've got with the map at the moment, but maybe that will come in the future so that we would be able to sell such buildings. I don't know if that's, if we buy the land, whether we can sell the structure that goes with it. I don't think we can. I think that the structures you got at the start are the only ones that you can sell. I don't think buying more land allows you to sell any additional structures. I think that they're just there. So removing all of these trees would then allow us to start leveling out a big chunk of land over here, and you could get some chicken. So we could go into here. Actually, I can't because I don't have the cash available. I've only got 12,000. So that wouldn't be an option. But it would be nice if we could do that. And we would then be able to start placing down the big chicken pens. We'll have a look and we'll see how much space the big chicken pens take up in a minute. Let's go over here. 95%. We're getting there. We are really getting close to this now. So that's kind of my plans at the moment. But that big plan that I've got there, I really want to do this because I think it's going to be quite cool. I think it could work really well, but this all hinges on an auto load for eggs for the chickens because I do not want to be doing it manually. I don't want to be picking up all those boxes for the eggs by hand. I mean, I could get a tipper and we could just lob them into the tipper. But again, I still don't really want to do that because it's still by hand. I want something that will auto-load the chicken eggs. I suspect, though, that we're going to get a number of mods that will have different methods of handling them, different methods of being able to auto-load chicken eggs into a vehicle. Whether, regardless of what they are, it might just be a trailer that is built just for that. So, tell me about your New Year's celebrations. I would love to know what you got up to for your New Year's celebrations. I know I'm a day or two late with this particular episode. But mostly what I want to know is down below, has anybody found any mods yet for handling chicken eggs? Has anybody found anything that works yet for handling chicken eggs? Or are you aware of something that's in the works that is being built that looks quite cool that may fit our requirements for chicken eggs? I'm really interested to find out what we can find with this and see what we can do with it. It's going to be quite cool, I think, if we can get it. But we have to get it, don't we? Right, hay right here. I could do with a bale of hay in there. Oats were doing fine, so I don't need to worry about that. But I could do with a bale of hay in for them, so we'll have to put that in at some point soon. You are spinning round. What are you on now? You are on 98%. We are almost done now. 2%. We did, I think it was once across the field was 2%. So we've literally just got to go across the field once more, and that's going to be about it. We've actually done it in 2 episodes. I did not think that we would be able to do this job in 2 episodes. I thought that it would take at least 3, maybe 4. But it looks like we've actually done this in 2 episodes. We're going to get $70,000. Cost us $5,000 to go and get the this seed drill because I leased it wrong. I shouldn't have accepted the contract. I should have borrowed the items. So that was my fault. I got that bit wrong. And then we've also bought a mountain of pallets of seed. I'm not entirely sure how many pallets of seed we ended up using. We did 8 times 3, didn't we? So we've used 24 pallets of seed. Not the I did originally say that I thought it was going to be 30 pallets of seed, which is $27,000. But it's only 24 pallets of seed. It's 900, so that would be 918,000 plus another 4 at 900, so that would be 3,600. So we're looking at, what did I say, 8? So there's $21,600. $21,600 worth of seed that we bought for this. We've got 2,500 litres still left over, so that's going to be a bit more left over. He's on 99% now. Sometime along this little run here, it is going to finish. So that is the potatoes finally done. There we go. Contract on field 13 finished. Stop right there. We're not doing any more. No more. We're keeping the rest of these. We've got 2,400 here. We've got another pallet down the bottom. So that makes only 21 pallets of seed to do this entire field. If my calculations are correct. This is where I find out that I've not actually calculated correctly at all. And my calculations are very, very wrong. I can fold this one up with the seed in it, which is quite cool. And that will then lower back down. I'm curious to find out, once we get this back down to the bottom, are we going to be able to empty out like this, or do I need to unfold the beastie first? I think we can unload it just as it is. Kind of hope we can. Because you can normally, with the seed drills, you can normally load them, or at least in FS17, you could load them without having to unfold them. And they all work like that. They all allowed you to load them whilst they were in the folded position. So I'm assuming that with this one, we'll be able to unload it as well. There goes our train. rushing through. We will try and do something at some point with the flatbed trailer on the back of that train. We've not actually used it, ever, except just to try putting a bit of straw or something on there. But I'd actually quite like to do that at some point. Okay, I didn't mean to hit that one. I would... Don't beep your horn at me. It's not my fault. Now I've been distracted. I'm driving around straight to the lamppost. Okay, maybe that second one was my fault. Just a little bit. Just a smidgen. But the first one definitely wasn't. Right, so if I go to there and... No, I don't want to press... Yeah, I do want to press escape first. I'm going to go collect $70,594. Look at that. We've now got 83 grand. That is fantastic. Plus, we've still got some cash left over in the form of seed that we bought. So, lower planter, turn on planter. How do I empty you? Unfold. Force empty. Empty. It's not letting... I might have to unfold it then in order to do this. I'm not sure. If I find out that I'm not allowed to empty the potato planter, because we can unload the other planters. I know that works. You can let me unload this one? You better. I'm going to be very disappointed if you can't. Right, that one goes to there. I'm pressing I. I'm pressing force unload. It's not letting me do it. Very disappointed. I am very, very disappointed with that. So we're basically going to lose 2,500 litres of seed. I suspect it's because once it's in the potato planter, the game doesn't class it as seed, does it? It classes it as potato, which is a bit different. So it's to do with like the crossover bit. Empty. No, it's not going to do it. So you can't unload the potato planters. You can unload the others, which is a really good step forward, but I'm a little bit disappointed that we can't unload the potato planters, because I've got 2.5 boxes of seed on there, which is, well, 2.5 grand. I've got about $2,400 worth of seed in there. Yeah, so I'm officially a bit disappointed with that. Never mind. What's done is done. There is nothing that we can do about it, so we'll just have to return that one like that. Yes, okay. It doesn't refund the seed either. It doesn't refund if you return it. It hasn't refunded our seed or anything like that. It's just simply returned, and that's it. Okay, I wanted to do some more jobs. We've got transporting. We've got weeding over here, which we can just borrow the stuff if we want to. Although, $2,000? That's a huge amount. Like, seriously, that is a big lot right there. This one here, fertilizing on field 7. Where's field 7? Zoom out a little bit. Field 7, that one up there, field 7. We could go and do that one. And I think, actually, the case tractor would be perfect for that one. Turn you off a minute and go back into the contract. So, $14,500 for that one. We've got a sewing job right there, which is going to let us get these. It's $2 grand to get those. We'd also have to get the seeds, but you do get a bit of a refund on the seeds, so it's not all bad. And then that one as well was another one that I wanted to have a go at. It's another 20 grand, but I think the 14 grand coming from this job here is quite good. So I'm just going to accept that contract, not borrow the items, accept the contract on that one. And then we go to this tractor here, and we will get our fertilizer spinner that is already loaded up with fertilizer, and we will go up to field 7 with this one. And then we've got our faster tractor there, which is also our loaded tractor. We'll be able to take that one back to the farm, because there's another job that I'd like to do back at the farm in our next episode, which is going to get us a little bit more cash. Plus, I also want to do a bit more work on the fields that we've got anyway. I want to do a bit more work with getting the area all leveled out, ready for the cows, because we're going to fit the cows in there. I want to put the cows where that mountain is, or was, because putting it in the middle of the field, yeah, anybody can do that. We're doing things differently. We're trying to do things differently. And I know that some of you really like the fact that we're trying to put it there. Some of you not so much. Some of you would prefer I put it somewhere else, because it is quite an expensive task that we're trying to achieve. But the overall impression I get from most of you is that you are quite happy that I'm trying to put it there. So, like I said, in the comment section if you've got any links, if you've heard any rumours, anything at all about any kind of machine that will pick up the chicken eggs. I want to know about it. I want to know everything there is to know about being able to pick up chicken eggs with any kind of automation on it. That's going to make a big difference to us. The automation for the chicken eggs is very, very important. It's crucial to my plans for expansion, because we can have massive, great big fields of chickens and chicken farm and chicken eggs and chicken everything, basically. We can do it with chickens. Chickens are the way of the future. That is what we're going to be doing. It's all about the chickens. If I go this way, I'm thinking I'm not going to be able. It's not going to work properly because of the wide spread with the fertilizer. I'm thinking I should go the other way, but no. I'm going to do it like this. We'll go like that, and I'll just press H on there and start going in there. And I don't know if that's quite. That isn't reaching the edge. It's not even close to reaching the edge, is it? Well, I don't think it is. Go. No, it's not. I need to bring it back over that way a little bit, I think. Let me try there. Does that work? That's better. It's not overlapped enough now, but it's still working. That's the important thing. It's still working. You can just make out where it's going on the ground. It's very difficult with the long crops to see where it's actually going with the fertilizer. It doesn't take all that long to do a fertilizer job. It's just the expense of the actual fertilizer that sort of means that the money comes back to you. But it still does seem to be the most profitable option doing these sorts of jobs. So we'll let that one carry on there, and we're going to go back over to this tractor over here, and we're going to run this one back to the farm. So that is ready for our next episode. But that is all I got time for today. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.